Feel good. I don't have a cold or anything. It's just my sinus
Okay,
drain.
All right.
it's time.
Camera's working.
7:02. Have a roll call. See, we're all present.
Present.
Everybody's present.
Yep.
Stand for the pledge, please. Here it is.
Wrong way.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty. Thank you very much. First thing on the agenda.
Actually, no, I couldn't find one. I looked earlier.
I looked and they look good to me.
I'll do a quick review.
Yeah, go ahead. Take your time.
No, well, that's what I remember as a glance, but yeah, no question.
Don, assume you're okay with it?
I'm good.
All right. You have a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passed 3-0.
I got one here from there.
Get the
started.
signed copies.
She has one started with the,
All right.
appreciate it.
You too.
Yeah, they got one.
Oh.
Each way.
I'm gonna change the date on there. 10. I'm just-
Correct?
Nope,
Yeah.
no, I guess we'll have to.
You have to get that back on to the side.
I'll get it back anyway for this of mine.
Get that.
Claire needs to
Sign
sign
that.
it.
Don's got to sign that one.
Well, she's gonna get it back in a moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna get it back. I'll just keep that one for my record, the other one.
Can you
Okay.
initial
Yeah,
this?
you need to initial it
Yeah.
since I changed it.
It's good.
Sign it
Thank
anyway.
you.
That way you won't be able to go back later.
Yep.
I didn't vote for my other minutes.
Who passed those? Okay.
Reports. Trustee report. Larry, do you have anything to?
Yes, the state has approved our budget that we submitted,
I got copies of here.
and we've got copies here of that. And if you like one there, you've got one. They did change our tax rates a little bit. During,
Page, it says page 2 of 2 on this. So it's,
Back here, the last page.
it's like actually the second page of the back. Fund reports by pay 2020, no, that's not it. Yeah, the tax rates are at page 2 of 2.
The what?
The tax rates are on page 2 of 2. Yes, they're at the top of the page.
very back there.
Yeah, so if you can see, township assistance has no tax rate. Township, which is general, is 0.0073. Township fire and EMS is 0.1592. And cume fund is 0.0333. And there's no fire debt next year because we locked it.
Mr. Harstock and myself have been attending a grant writing class. And I don't know how bored he got, but I got kind of bored. But we did walk away with a lot of good information. And the guy that held the class has written grants for 26 years. He's written over, I think, $58 million worth of grants. And he's willing to help us once we're ready to go. We have our eyes on a couple grants for a couple projects. Also informed us of other places where we can get grants on a local level. And so we're going to pursue as many grants as we can. He was telling us of a fire department that has over a $500 million budget and still writes grants every year and gets grant money every year with that size budget.
Okay.
So there shouldn't be any reason why we shouldn't be able to get it, providing, but like even does a grant. But here's the problem. They're only open one day for the process. And they open at 10 o'clock, and usually by 11, they've already got all their applicants.
Mhm.
So you gotta be right on there and be ready to go. So some of them are pretty quick. Most of your federal grants will take 6 to 9 months. Yes,
Do they open them at 10 and then you have to?
that's when you apply. They open the application process at 10. And by 11, they really already know who's getting the,
Okay, all right.
and they only take, I think they only take like 6,000 applications.
Wow.
So you gotta get in there, you have to have your homework done first.
Mhm.
And we think that we discovered one, you can be needy but not greedy. The last grant that we had written, we were asking for a lot of different things. What they want you to do is ask for one thing,
Specific.
your priority, not a bunch of things. So that will be our goal, obviously, going forward, to try and get the grants, get them and they do suggest that you do it with more than one person overlooking and then reviewing the grant application before you submit it, make sure everything's good and ready to go. And in some cases, because we may need things like how many miles of pipeline we have, how many miles of railroad we have, what are they transporting, how many cars come up and down our road, all sorts of infrastructure questions, as well as we may have to respond there type things, if you know what I mean, of tornadoes, all sorts of things. So we got to dig in deep and get the information before the grants come up so that we're already prepared. But anyways, that's part of that. We're still on track to be debt-free by the end of the year. The only thing we're waiting on right now is our last check from the state.
He'll be here tomorrow.
We should be here tomorrow, and then we can write that last check and be debt-free. We're going to try to make a big deal out of it. I already told our public information officer that we want to make a big deal out of it because most of them are not debt-free, and we have money in the bank, so we're in good shape. All right. So, and then the other thing I wanted to thank you guys for serving on the board this year. If you're going to come back next year, that's great. But you're elected, so you'll be back. But I do appreciate you serving this year and some of the hard work you put in. I was just telling Matt earlier, I really appreciate the input he had on the benefit resolution. And there was some good stuff in there. And we're just trying to match up, make sure our policies and the benefit resolution match. So there's no mistaking what it says. It's concise, it's accurate, and in the coming years, plug in numbers and go. So there's nobody's rebuilding the wheel, so to say.
That's fair.
So that's my report, and that's,
You said we're gonna get time clocks come first of
Yes.
the year.
first of the year, we'll be getting 2 biometric time clocks. It may not be on January 1st, so don't hold me to January 1st. But we are, because it is more accurate and it holds everybody accountable. And we don't think there's anything going on, but we don't want to create the opportunity for something to happen.
Good.
Stevie?
I have a couple things. Sorry, I had the dental procedure earlier today.
See
Here,
you.
You want my speaker thing?
You
so
can just stand right there. They can see you now.
Good. I'm gonna give you guys an annual report, excuse me, a detailed annual report in January. Are we gonna have a meeting in January?
We have to.
We have to, okay, I'll give you guys in January. And then we're updating, I'm sorry. So any township requests, like documents requests can go there. We can send people there to do that. We'll still let people, email direct questions and things like that, but we'll use the website more, for applications, document requests, information, run numbers. I mean, everything like it should have been for years now, but our PIO is doing really, really well with that. And it's accurate for the most part, with the exception of the document request stuff. So we'll have that rolled out in January. But I think that's really it. Am I
Thank you.
missing
Yeah.
something big?
Where are we on the policy handbook?
February. Excuse me, February is when I still plan on rolling it out.
February is when you're gonna roll it out. Are we gonna get a copy?
Yeah, I'll just say yeah. I'll make sure that happens. The only thing left I need to add in there now from different from last time is, with us going to biometric clocks, I need to add that in there and then, tweak the social media policy a little bit. And then I just went through our old handbook that I was using as a reference the other day and saw that it still has 720 hours of sick time in there. We haven't had that since 2022, right?
2022, yeah.
So that needs to get out of there. So there's a few small things I need to change and then one addition, but outside of that, still planning on rolling them out in February.
Okay.
I was going to say, in relation to what Steve was saying about the Facebook postings and so forth, our Facebook readership, our POI guy, he's trying to post something on Facebook every day. Just like we had the turkey cooking thing, and then we had a Christmas tree thing to keep your Christmas tree from catching on fire and all that sort of thing. So every day he tries to get something on there. If you don't go to the township fire department Facebook, I would encourage you to do so. And like I said, we're getting a lot of positive feedback through that. So
Yeah, we've had, what was it, the last time you checked, like 150,000 more viewers than our previous?
Yeah, so we can see the insights from over the past year, and within a year, we've gone from, a few hundred to a few thousand to where right now we're trending on over 100,000 interactions, whether it's likes, comments, and that's just on Facebook. That's not any of the other social medias, which are starting to climb as well. And
LinkedIn.
So LinkedIn,
Instagram.
TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook are all live right now, and they're building out YouTube as well for use to put more of the longer, more dedicated type videos instead of these short videos on. So
I was trying to pull some of the highlights up right now, but I don't think I'm able to, but yeah, our PIO is doing great. I'll bring him in here one night, one meeting for you guys, a meeting, but meet him as well. He's awesome.
The increase in traffic is gonna help, like, hopefully later with like potential like fundraising
yes,
and get more eyes on that.
I'm glad you brought that up. So you locked in on Christmas Eve, correct?
Christmas Eve
Yep.
day, yeah.
We're gonna do meals for families for Christmas Eve. So like a drive-through almost.
Well, the other part of that is we're contacting local churches like Mount Gilead and Lifeline to see if they have shut-ins or somebody who can't get out, where we might be able possibly to take a meal to them as well. So we're doing some community outreach, if you will. The other part of it is with community outreach, there's a program that we're been studying real hard and working towards, and that's a community paramedic, where we go into people who are bedridden or can't get out of their house, they have medical issues, where we go in and check on them on a regular basis so that they're not having to go back to the hospital unnecessarily, or just basically check on their general welfare, check their vital signs and things of that nature. We're only waiting on a will come from different sources, and we're nailing those down now. Like, for example, hospitals, insurance companies, Medicare, Medicaid, whoever, but we're looking into that right now to see where our funding sources will come from.
It's gonna be a great program.
So you'd have a dedicated paramedic, an extra one that would,
Well, not necessarily to start with. To start with, what we would utilize the paramedics that we have, and they might only spend, a couple hours a day doing that to start with. As it grows and we get the funding, then possibly we can add dedicated paramedics to that.
That would be the goal of it.
And that's one of the things we're looking at a possible grant for as well.
a lot of good stuff going on.
Yeah.
Everybody done?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Well, yeah. Tina, do you have anything for the clerk report?
Yes, I sent you guys an email this afternoon. And it's in your packet too. One of the things that came up during the audit process this year is our payroll deduction fund has had a negative balance overall since I came in. It's not supposed to have negative balance. It's supposed to always be at zero. The payroll deduction is where payroll deductions from employees' paychecks are held, like the taxes, insurance payment, perf payment, whatever else they're having things with help, union dues, house funds. Anyway, so those funds have had balances in them, some negative, some positive, but overall, the total has been a negative amount. Because you can see from this fund report here, I printed today, starting the year, we start with a negative $898.89 in the payroll deductions. And as of today, it's sitting at the cash value of negative $1,787. Part of that, well, anyway, we're not supposed to have negative balances, and it looks bad on our annual reports. And that was a comment from the SB. So I went through the plan, the funds, because there's several here, and I noticed that most of them, all but like $15, like could cancel each other out. So I started to go in and just try to move the money around to balance out these funds and get them to zero. Unfortunately, Tom's system does not let me make fund transfers between these funds. So they're stuck at these values. So I talked to Tom's tech support, and they said that at the end of the year, whatever the negative balance is in that cash balance for payroll deductions, we should make a payment from township fund into the payroll fund to zero it out. And I said, well, do we need a resolution from the board for that? Because that's a fund transfer, and then I can email them and say, please zero all the fund balances. So at the end of the year and payments, they really should be zero. So at the end of the year, we'll be able to say we have a negative balance by transferring amount of money from township fund over to cover that negative balance. And then Tom's will go in and manually zero all those funds. So going forward, starting 2026, we'll be at zero balance. And there might be balances in there or negative balances in there, depending on if we're paying things ahead. Like we pay payroll big right now. There's almost 1,000. It's in my memo here. $1,000 we're going to be collecting for premiums from the employees over the December. And so I'm estimating it'll be $730 roundabout. Yeah, to cancel that out at the end of the year, which is below where we started.
Mhm.
And so I got the fund
that,
things here. I got the explanation written out, and then I got the fund. Oh, one more thing I did. There were several in there that we don't use anymore, and it was confusing and hard to find them. So I went through all the funds, and if they're not in use, they are named not in use with the fund number on it. And if they have a name, like local union 455, that's the union fund.
Mhm.
If they're medical pre-tax, that's their medical premiums. PERF is their PERF premium.
I have a question, if you don't mind. Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Okay, I just want to make sure that, like on the insurance, and like you said, you have to prepay that. So at the end of the year, would there not be a balance in that payroll?
We won't pay the insurance for January until January, because otherwise it will be in the 2025 budget.
Oh, okay,
So,
so you're gonna, okay. So
yeah, I tell them that we can't pay that one until January 1st.
I got you, okay.
So it should be
I
zero.
just didn't want you to zero it out when really there should be a balance, is what I'm trying
Right.
to say.
Yes,
Okay.
I was thinking about that because
Okay.
we have one new insurance thing that was added.
Okay.
It's all employee pay. They collect that ahead of time, and I didn't pay it till December because that's when the first bill came. But I'm pretty sure after the December last payroll, I'll be able to go in because I have an online portal now.
So you're gonna pay January 1st for the month of January.
Yeah, so we'll have two payments in January because we'll have the January payment and then middle of January, we'll have the February payment.
Okay.
So,
Okay,
That's
is that all, Tina?
yeah, that's all.
Board review of orders and payments, anything else, ma'am? All righty. 2026 salary resolution, state board of accounts, form number 17. First thing we'll do is people who've signed up speak. Hopefully, if they're going to speak, they're somewhat knowledgeable about what's going on here. But anybody that speaks will have 3 minutes time to speak to the board, listens to your comments. Then the board has our discussion on this, and then we vote on it. And during our discussion, we're not going to get involved with anybody from the audience or or, the only exception that might be the trustee if we need to talk to the trustee about something. So it's kind of how that works. So, Tina, you're up first. Do you have?
I thought the goal this year was to do a 4% increase across the board for employees. And that's what was presented at the time of the budget resolutions and the budget process. In fact, there was a salary resolution, proposed salary resolution, kind of a draft presented at one of the meetings. And I have that here with me if you have questions about what. Since I've been here, we haven't had first, second, and third class firefighters, so I don't really know who's what. We've had probationary and senior firefighters. A senior firefighter, their hourly salary rate was $20 and 0.0018 per hour. A 4% raise would put that at $21.63 an hour. As you can see, decrease in pay per hour. And for the third class, which I'm sure is probationary, actually, I don't even know, probationary third class are the same thing. The current rate is $18.47, and 4% raise would be $19.21 per hour. So these are really off from that. And then I can go through the part-time ones as well. Firefighter medics are 1664 would be a 4% raise. That's actually higher on the proposed resolution. Full-time medics are $19.12 an hour now, and they will be, according to this, $19.60. So that is a raise, but $19.88 would be a 4% raise. I can't go on, but I'm just saying that this salary are decreases for the full-time people.
Nancy, do you have anything you want to say?
No.
Trudy?
Yes. Okay, a couple things I thought was really good about this salary resolution, and that is, during the budget time, there was a couple of residents, not me, who stated that, we need to get more part-time people in here because of how much the, perf is costing us. It's just astronomical. I don't understand what's going on with the actuaries, but, it just seems strange that the percentage is going up and up and up and up. And now the township is at 23 point something percent, which, for the 4%, we did go up in the budget 4%, if I remember right, but you cannot things like that to pay out, so you have to compensate for that. Also, the firefighters last year got a very large raise, and the part-time people last year did not get a raise. So I'm glad to see that they're getting a bigger increase this year as well. So
It was raised last year from 14 to 16.
Thank you, Trudy. All right. Board, we'll have our discussion about this. Keep in mind one thing here, that this is what the trustee has presented to the board. We can lower amounts on here. We cannot raise amounts on here. So
That's
keep
just
that in
for the
mind as we
budget, isn't
discuss
it?
this.
No,
Perfectly clear. This is the board's time for discussion, and that's what we're gonna do. You got your time to speak. Board meetings used to just be hell in here because they got out of control and everybody going back and forth and arguing. We're not gonna do it that way. This is the way you're supposed to run these. It's the way we're gonna run it. So I don't want it to happen again. All right. Board, discuss this. We heard their input, and we should take that into consideration if we can, but, I can speak about Tina's remarks here without getting her involved. That's not something the board can do. Okay. So
Do you think there would be a good reason why the clerk would feel that we could, though?
I don't have any idea I just know
As
the
far as
law.
experience. Yeah, but I guess they had to clarify, you're saying it's law on a salary resolution,
Yeah, the
we would
board,
not be able
the
to.
board, yeah, it's
Okay,
Indiana code. I mean, we can't, just like in the budget, trustee presents us with a budget. We can't raise the budget, we can lower it.
right, that's the budget, but I'm
Yeah.
talking about the salary resolution.
It's my understanding it's the same thing. I
It
mean,
is.
he gives us figures. What, Larry, could I get you to chime in on this?
Yes, there have been two individuals who are quite adept at numbers and spreadsheets and so forth. They have worked these numbers, and it is not a decrease. It is actually still an increase.
Yeah,
Based on how it's figured. I'm not going to pretend that I know the proper way to figure it other than what I've been told. If it's figured correctly, it is still a raise.
Yeah.
It goes from like 1846 to 1890, if
I
I'm
ran
not
the numbers.
mistaken.
I got an increase.
So,
Well, the question here is Matthew's point, can we raise these numbers?
numbers that are presented to you, you cannot raise.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
I just want to
For example, if we-
clarify that. I mean, I thought I'd read that, but I've read a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
like
I
if
didn't know
we,
otherwise.
80-year-old brain here, and
if we presented,
stuff's coming in, it's going out faster than it's coming in.
if we presented
This is the
a,
current rate
if we presented a,
for a full-time firefighter.
if
And
we,
they're going
pres-
to 1890.
Go ahead, Larry.
if we presented a resolution for a fire truck, for example, and we said it's gonna cost $970,000, you cannot raise it to $1 million. You can lower it and say, well, we don't have that kind of money or whatever, but you cannot raise it.
Okay, thanks for that clarification.
So when we, or not, something else, that in the end, when we figure out, like just in the end processing, it comes out to be a raise.
Correct.
From what I'm hearing from the
Yeah.
trustee. So the dollar amounts, they're the same or higher?
Higher.
So these dollar amounts are higher than before?
Mhm.
Do we have the numbers from before? Do we?
I actually paid it in, I printed it off. The last year's budget was based on salaries for firefighters, annual salaries, so it's not an apples to apples comparison.
Again, it's gonna be a board discussion here.
We should have the numbers. Yeah, so I mean, if I were to look up the dollar amounts and compare them, these are going to be $18.90.
Let me give you a little bit of history, since you weren't here on January of 2023.
I don't need to do. go
Yes,
ahead.
you do. Yes, you do.
Yeah, I'll hear this out. Go
Okay,
ahead.
we had a new fire chief and he changed it. It was an hourly rate, had always been an hourly rate up to that point. Very simple to do. Overtime is, FLSA overtime is time and a half of that. And it's real simple. Well, he wanted to institute a salary that encompassed both regular pay and FLS overtime pay, all in one salary, okay? And so they presented that. Well, like a month went by, and as part of this, some of the people in the audience had a lot of questions. So I put a spreadsheet together that I promised to present at the next board meeting, which I did. And in doing that, I had to have a lot of conversations with trustee, with the fire chief and everything else. And so both of them started out telling me that there was no overtime, there's no FLSA overtime, that their salary, that they were going to a set salary. And they said the benefit of that is firefighters like to have, just a set amount they know every time and all that. Okay, so that got approved. And later on, I realized that they were getting paid for their salary. So I started questioning that. And to start out with, fire chief admitted, and I've got emails and different pieces of documentation, we've got video to substantiate all this, that yes, there is no overtime. In fact, his words, there is no, when they worked their FLSA overtime, they were getting additional pay for that. So they were getting paid twice for their FLSA overtime. Okay. They were getting paid for it as part of their salary, which at that time was like 52.5, that had two components, okay? And then when they did work that 4 or 28 hours, you know, depending on the pay cycle, they were getting paid extra for that as well. And so I tried several times to get that rectified, and it was never successful in doing that. Well, this fixes that. You know, this is an hourly rate, and when I calculated all their previous hourly rates, it was, you know, my calculations showed that it was an increase for me. Now, I could give you the spreadsheet and everything like that, but I don't have it with me. I didn't think it'd be necessary in this meeting. This is what the trustee has presented to the board.
The reason I'm hearing that things went down when
Yeah.
we're saying they went up, that's why I was saying if I were to compare apples to apples, and I don't think I heard the answer to what I was asking in the history.
Okay.
So if I were to look at before, is it 1890
Mm-hmm.
the same or higher, or did it go down? And not just 1890, but across the board.
Yeah. Well,
Did
when I
anything go
calculated
down?
it was higher.
Okay, and that's what I want to make sure of.
Yeah. So the trustee can speak to that. He's part of the board discussion.
I will tell you that it has been my goal, my ambition, to make sure that the firefighters receive proper compensation. And in 4 years' time, they have received an average of $1 an hour increase spread over 4 years. But that's $4 over 4 years, which is a pretty good raise. I mean, when I was working, if I got a quarter,
3 years.
yeah, well, 3 years. But if I've got a quarter an hour raise, I was tickled to death. But we tried to make up some ground and try to keep some momentum going and giving them proper money. We would not turn around and take it back away. That is not our motive. And I will tell you this much. I've done more for this fire department in the last 3 years than probably any trustees that's been here for the last 20 years. If we're going to keep going forward, which is our ambition, and to create more programs and to get our community involvement and done and all those sorts of things and get our buildings done and buy new equipment, you can't do that by taking away from the firemen. So why would I do that? I think what needs to be done, and this is my humble opinion, the calculations, how they come to those figures. How do we do that? We take the number of hours that they work in a year, total hours.
2,912,
Now, what's the hours that they work without overtime?
2756.
All right, so you take the 2756, you're at the target amount that you, first class is 55 and some change, $55,000. Okay,
Let me ask you a question. Now,
56,000.
the paramedics, you know, they're eligible for FLSA. Theirs is anything over 40 hours. They work 2080 a year, and 832 hours of that is overtime. Okay, that's Fair Labor Standards Act. Okay, so they get that. That is incorporated into that same formula I wrote, you know, to calculate this. Okay, and that's working for them. Can you?
I mean, and I'm going to tell you straight
Who
up,
does that? Is it AccuPay or who does all that?
that figuring is done on our level. I will tell you this much. What I have done in the past is simply looked at the payroll reports and, okay, what's our total payroll? I want to make sure we're in budget. And I've depended on other people to get it right, so to say. But I've looked at the total. And, but we were running into some issues here with stipends and a fair formula and the right formula to get there. So it is a raise.
I checked all your figures.
Yeah.
And I'm asked this. Okay, at any rate.
If we wanted, I did some research on the side here, and that the budget is where we cannot raise and ask to raise.
Yeah.
But this form here, we are in our right to be able to ask to amend, to raise or decrease.
Is that what you want to do?
No, I'm just letting you know, because
Yeah.
you knew the law, but I was letting you know I
Yeah.
looked it up. And just to correct that, if I wanted to, I could raise all of it.
Yeah, I mean, what I was saying was
Just
we
amend
can't go right here, right now and scratch that out and put in a higher number.
Yeah, we could ask to amend it. We could ask to amend the raise.
I don't know. You'd have to talk to
Well,
lawyers.
if it doesn't fit within the budget, I don't know how you.
That's where it is. As long as we don't go beyond the budget, we're good.
Exactly.
But the budget that we adopted,
But if you could give me that code, I'd appreciate it.
I see 30, let's see. Yeah, I see 36,610.
Thank you.
It further, I can show the research and such, but I just wanted to make sure that if this kind of time comes, we're going to do it again next year. I just want to make sure like that was true, because there are limits. We have to know where we're at with
And that's all I
it.
wanted to
So as
ask.
long as we're able to stay within the budget, I can't ask to go above the budget, what we have already approved, but we could if we needed to.
I'll
What
tell
was
you my-
important to me,
My take on this is,
extended.
you know, and I think previous board members, before you guys go on board, made this statement, you know, and I kind of believe in this a little bit. I mean, trust but verify, but the trustee was elected to this position. This is his job. He works with his fire chief, and they come up with it and they present it to the board. And I just on about, I mean, if I see something I think's really off and really needs attention, I'll stand out. Larry and I've gotten into it big time, you know, but when I see something that looks reasonable to me, if he asks for a certain piece of equipment and all that, I feel like he's in a position to know what he needs. I feel like he's in a position that he needs to do to take care of his firefighters and pay them benefits and all those things. There's a lot of things in that benefit that I don't agree with, but you won't hear me if I thought to
To
that.
that point though, didn't you make those, didn't we reduce numbers that he provided last time and we voted on your recommendations to cut the numbers that he provided?
We cut the
Could've been.
one position.
Which I agreed with,
We cut
actually,
the
I think
one
I, you
position.
know, but
We
the
didn't
thing
cut
is,
other numbers.
my
We
point to
cut
that though, is the
position.
reason why we're here is to discuss what's put in front of us. And
Okay.
if we mean to make it changes
Okay.
or make,
If
and
you,
I want to continue talking without interruption, if you don't
I'm
mind, out of
sorry.
respect.
I'm sorry, I get nervous.
The thing is that I hear concerns, whether it's from a taxpayer or from anybody. If I hear a concern about something that's going on with the money or anything related on what I'm voting on, I feel obliged that I need to bring it up and talk about it. I feel that the concerns that were brought up were shot down in a very disrespectful way. I know that she was speaking out of turn, but she's also very knowledgeable, hands-on with what we're doing. So she would have a legitimate concern that needs to be discussed.
That's
So
what-
a discussion is what we're having.
Go ahead and I'll respond to that. Respond to what you
Tina
just said to
and
me.
you
And that's-
I don't
brought
appreciate
to
you
us.
telling me that I handled that in a disrespectful way. I said, I was very careful to set out the rules for this
Understandable.
discussion, and we got to hold it to that. You weren't here when things got really
But
bad.
every
in
time,
here.
I've actually was
talking.
here, things were way out of control.
Excuse me, I was talking.
So
Go ahead and talk.
whenever Trudy brought up something earlier, when nothing was shot down there, it just needs to be fair across the
Okay.
board, all in all. I am not going to make any adjustments or
Yeah.
calls, so I don't want to drag it on any
I
further.
don't get in an argument with you, but do you realize that you shut me down, I shut down. I tried to shut you down, you would not listen, you just kept going. I was talking.
My point's finished now.
I know, but you overtalked me
I
when it was my
apologize.
turn to talk.
I do apologize, sir.
All right,
I
I
do
apologize to you, but I
Seriously.
mean, fair is fair, you know.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my question is, if Tina had an issue, you guys discussed that before it was
Tina
brought
didn't
here.
Hold it, hold it.
Tina didn't get to till 3
Ask the
o'clock today.
trustee.
No, that's what I'm asking.
I think this was, she was,
Tina, I don't have to ask you again.
she direct,
Let me say this.
You can say it's disrespectful, but right now I'm chairman. Next year you can be chairman. You can do it a different way, but right now I'm trying to hold order to this meeting.
understandable.
That's
Yes,
all
sir.
I'm trying to do.
Yep.
I am not attacking. This is all news
I
to
don't want to
me.
interrupt you.
I'm not attacking her. I did not intend to attack her. I was just merely wanting her to follow the guidelines. Go ahead, Larry.
Yes, sir.
Lost my train of thought now.
Okay, what was the question? Repeat the
My
question.
question is, if Tina had an issue with the figures, then why wasn't that discussed before this was printed for the board to vote on?
I had input from two other individuals and quite frankly, the level of intelligence the other two people have, it's not to say anything against Tina at all. But the numbers that were presented to me, the way they were presented to me, the formula that was presented to me, I know math enough to get by. Matter of fact, I was pretty good about it in school. But the way the formula goes is where it all comes down to the formula.
Because I'm all for the hourly. I didn't like it when it was changed to salary. I think being an hourly wage, you work, you get paid. If you don't work, you're gonna get paid anyway. Evidently, if you're on salary, it's how it's always worked in my professional history. But I would prefer it to be an hourly rate, just like it's laid out here. I took issue with when Jeff Wilson changed it, and, you know, I'm not even gonna go there. Exception when it was changed to salary then. I wasn't on the board, I was just a member of the public. But, you know, that is my only question is Tina's saying this, you've presented us with this, and if that was an issue, I would have expected it to been addressed before it was brought to the board.
Well, I sought the advice of two other individuals, okay? And as a trustee, I have to make a decision.
Then this is what we have to go on.
Well,
It's
no,
what-
not according, I don't know everything. You know, if we can change this right here and he wants to change it, we'll change it.
If we wanted to.
Yeah.
But
And I'm gonna give you guys the opportunity to do that, and I'll vote my conscience. I know how I feel about it, but you know, three bull.
that was a legitimate concern and if the numbers aligned. So I'm being told
Well,
that they
that's-
align or they're higher, and I just have, you know, I trust that. I don't believe that there would be any reason it wouldn't.
No.
And
Please. And double check the figures with the salary, and he said yes.
furthermore, it's not just that he looked them up and come up with his own numbers. He's saying he saw two.
No, Tina's raising her hand.
That's not good.
I'll make an exception, go ahead.
In the past years, the fire chief and I have been involved in at least looking at this. This was not given to us until today, late in the afternoon. I don't know how your spreadsheets are or whatever. I've done some quick calculations and at $18.99, so that is a raise of a little bit over this year. And at the $17.46 an hour for the probationary, which is the other level we have this year, you're talking $52,205.40. That's if my numbers are correct. So that is an increase. Although, to the firefighters that have been making the higher hourly rates based on the salary divided by 26 pays, they're going to look at it as a decrease in pay. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, they will.
So and also at these meetings, I've always been a person that can make a comment on something. I haven't been told to shut my mouth and not talk. I don't appreciate that. And I
didn't tell
don't
you to
appreciate
shut your
my
mouth,
intelligence
Tina.
being
Tina,
questioned by the
Tina,
trustee.
I did not tell you to have a, process we have to follow here, and I want it followed. And I explained what that was up front, and I asked everybody to abide by it. It's my job to hold order in this meeting. And in the past, they've gotten out of hand. I don't think it get too much out of hand here because we don't have a room full of people. But still, we ought to have a procedure and follow it. That's how I'm gonna do now. And then, they can do it however they want to. Okay, so I'm up for anything you want. You can approve, and if that's what you'd like to do.
Appreciate that offer.
If you think that's what's necessary.
No, are you suggesting a table?
No, I've said
Okay, no.
you've got that option.
Okay, yeah, I have
You're
options I can
concerned, you
approve.
want to know the figures for sure. And okay,
I just wanted to talk about the concern that was raised.
yeah,
We've had a conversation,
No, I
so
mean, I
I don't need to
asked
table
Larry,
anything.
did he go over
Yeah.
to verify that everything went to that? You said that you've also went through it, and I'm gonna go with that. So I'm gonna make a motion to approve it.
I second.
As written.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Passed 3-0. Oh, boy.
Yeah, really.
Trustee, what'd you say about us doing another stint in 26? I don't know.
You're gonna need a stand.
I
You
don't
have that
know.
kind of attitude, buddy.
I spend more money
So
on
which one
these.
seconded, or both of you?
I seconded.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
instead of tabling.
okay,
What do
we
we
have
need to do with
the
this?
public assistance
Sign it.
policy.
Sign it. Oh, I see where it is.
Good.
It was really good.
Yeah,
You did a good
okay,
job.
yeah, you guys did a good job on
Sign. I wrote a date there. I might need to initial that, to be honest.
Yeah.
There we go.
And you
Oh,
already
you're getting
signed
Where
it.
the date is, put the little initial yours.
I did that.
I'll have you guys sign it and then I'll sign this one and we'll have Larry sign it.
There you go.
Thank you.
Alright. We'll pass those both down. This way.
Initial that
Oh,
change.
and then I gotta get Larry's signature on this.
I think you need to initial.
There. That's me there.
That's you? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's you.
Trustee.
Oh, and you gotta
Yeah, you
initial that
initial
too.
that.
That's the
Oh,
one.
yeah, I did the, I
Okay.
did
Yeah,
that one. You
That's
didn't.
me, that's NH. Isn't it?
That's, no, that's MP.
Oh, okay. I thought that's mine. That's an N.
No, it
NH.
looks like an MP. That was DH here. That was me. H and A
Oh, Larry's
signature on it.
Maybe you signed both of them, actually. Right?
Here, I'm done.
Thank
Put
you.
there. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Is this something we have to approve?
Well, contents in this, if you look on the back,
Sign up sheet.
where is it?
All right.
If you look at the back, somewhere in this document, it states that the board must approve it.
Okay,
If that sentence were not in here, you would not have to.
okay. Then I think that's something I need to offer.
11.
Everybody signed up a chance to speak on. So I'd like to do that. Tina, would you like to speak to that?
No, thank you.
Nancy?
I haven't even read it. No, thank you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Trudy?
No.
All right.
I think it's something good to have in print so that, the public
Well,
has
it's a
access to it.
requirement,
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had anything
not since I've been here.
Well,
and,
you had an antiquated one is what you have.
yeah, I mean, I hadn't seen anything, so I'm glad to have it and something in writing, for anybody to be able to look at. And I think it clarifies a lot of questions people might have.
Looked at it in detail. I made some recommendations to make sure that we're really stating what we are legally obligated to state, and those were included. So I think it looks great. I'm ready to vote. If
You have a motion to approve this?
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passed 3-0.
Three zero. Okay. Give me that one.
Do you want to just keep this one and he can sign this when he gets back?
I don't care.
Either one.
Doesn't matter to me.
You sign and keep your copy, sir.
May I?
It's all yours.
This is your last
All
thing.
right. Transfer funds for public assistance resolution 2025-13. Tina, would you like-
Poor direct poor relief.
Housing and electrical for utilities.
Yeah, there's 100 and 200 level. We haven't used any from the medical side, which is where the burials come from. So we propose to move $3,000 from that category down to the level 2 category and put it in shelter because we're over on that one. That would just bring us positive for the year, and it will leave us $1,100 or so to spend on poor relief in shelter or utilities for the rest of the year.
I'm good with it.
Nancy? You have anything to say about that?
Looks fine to me.
Trudy?
Excuse me.
It needs to be done, so.
The date on this is wrong. It's the last date, so it needs to be changed.
Oh, okay.
It needs to be done, and, because they have to move it from one category to another, they need board approval, otherwise they wouldn't need board approval, so, yeah.
Okay. All right, do you have a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-13.
I'll second that motion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion passed 3-0.
December 10th,
I
okay?
did.
Good.
One of these blue pens are dry. Yep.
No, it lasts like 3 signatures.
All right.
So those are the sign key.
Probably cost too much, but three.
Are we good through the end of this year? We just need to do January or?
Yeah,
what?
we gotta have a meeting January early.
Well, let me ask you a question. On the benefit resolution, would you like to put that in this year or do it
Be
before
nice.
January? Because that would be the only business we would have to have.
I think it'd be good.
I think you're running out of time this month.
I know, but
What,
that's why I asked if you want to carry it forward to the first meeting in January, if you wanted to try and squeeze
Have it done by the end of the year.
Just so it's clear what
Just
people
so
are
it's
getting
clear.
next year
Yeah.
before the year starts.
The only benefit is that, there's verbiage in there that describes how they earn vacation time. And that's, they're still working on that. There's some legal issues that Larry's working through with the lawyer. And, if they start the first year, they know right where they are. However, if it goes into the next year and it's instituted, it should be, I think it should be fine.
Do we have to do 10
The
days?
draft I've seen has less
10
vacation
days
time.
notice out?
Do you need 10 days notice for a meeting? I don't think so.
No, I mean to have a meeting.
No, on that, you only need.
How do you
40
feel about
hours.
Larry?
I would like to get it done before the end of the year, but I'm gonna leave it up to you guys.
It sounds like, to me, it should be. You think you can get the answers back
1
this-
week.
and
Yeah.
get it, because you're gonna take some of that stuff out and
I can do the
whatever.
17th.
I can do the 17th.
I
17.
can't do the 17th.
Understand.
I don't have to be here for though, I guess.
Okay.
I don't want to.
Won't
do
be
the
here.
last Week of the year.
I'm
No.
good.
No.
I'm good. Oh,
I just can't do the 17th. You do it without me. I don't need to be here for that.
To be able to get it done.
You need
would be the
that.
only reason why I can.
I can't remember. Do you publish the board meetings or anything like it?
On that
48
one,
hours.
48 hours.
48? Okay.
Well, I'm
So-
good the 17th. If you
Good
want to
for
do
me.
the 17th, I don't care. Any day next week.
January, we're
I don't
locked
want to get
in.
into Christmas Eve
17
and all
enough for
that.
you
Correct.
to
I want to get it
get
right
it done?
I'll get her done. January, it is a mandatory date. We have no option on what day we can meet.
What day will it be?
Monday, isn't it?
Yep.
So
First
Monday's the 5th,
Tuesday.
Tuesday's the 6th, so it's
Yep,
January
January
6th, right, Trudy?
First Tuesday after the first Monday? Is that what you said?
It's like an old timey law.
So you're doing a meeting next Wednesday, the 17th?
December 17th and January 6th?
Yeah.
Yes,
The only item on that agenda is that, I hope, right?
that's what it looks like.
That's what we're hoping. I mean,
No, there's a financial meeting. We give you some type of financial thing and then close that meeting. Then we do the one where you organize yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the January.
Maybe
meeting.
in a different order.
Okay.
It could be in a different order. I don't know, but something like that.
You can put it whatever order you want.
And then, I apologize, you said it, but then what is the date again for that January meeting? So I can-
The 6th.
Okay,
Tuesday.
appreciate it. Thank you for
All right,
Tuesday.
good to order.
6 from
Your first time.
Oh,
I just kind of hope that the clerk and the fire chief would have some input on that benefit resolution before.
Stevie, have we been talking about that benefit resolution? Okay, thank you.
Is that all? Nancy? Trudy? Good to order.
Yeah, I just want to say a couple of things. I don't know if I can get it there, but, one thing the trustee mentioned, we were hoping happens, and we've been in debt for 28 years in Madison Township straight. It's dropped by $26,466,696 from 2025 to 2026, which is not a good thing, but.
Okay.
Has something to do with the Homestead Act and something else, called the CIF.
Board comment?
can't control it all.
Do you have anything you'd like to say as a board member?
Nope.
I have
I'm
nothing.
glad the end of the year is almost here.
I got
I'm
one more
glad
comment for you.
31's back open. Hopefully everybody's still happy down there, are they?
Oh, yeah.
Good.
The firemen have been working to paint the hallways and so forth. And they also
Here?
put down, yes, and also put down some new flooring and some,
I saw,
day room.
I saw
So
our
if you
little
guys want to take
carpenter.
a peek at it, you're welcome to, but just to let you know that some of the small projects are being taken care of as well. And, the firefighter's been doing all the painting, so that saved us saving hiring a painter to come in,
Yeah.
obviously.
I
Same
yeah,
with
I didn't know
flooring.
we had a resident carpet installer until I saw him in action on his
Yeah,
video.
so the station is getting a little bit of an indoor facelift, if you will, which is much needed.
Okay, got a
Steve.
motion to adjourn?
If you could just, from the board, I'll say, thank you to those firefighters for saving us money on that, but also I feel like it's giving them, the pride as if they didn't have it in the firehouse, uplifting. It's just really appreciated anytime they can just kind of chip in that way.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll pass that along.
Anything helps, right?
Got a motion to adjourn?
Did you make a
I
motion?
did.
Oh,
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting's adjourned at
8:07.